Good evening, everybody. This is Pastor Tripp at Reeves Chapel Baptist Church. This is Wednesday, February 24th, 2021, and I want to welcome all of you for joining us here tonight. You know, we just went through an awful week. I mean, we've had rain after rain after rain, and you know, there have been flood warnings out. There's been some local flooding going on, and it just seems like it would never end. And saying that, you know, it even that, I guess those dark and gloomy days, they brought about a state of depression for everybody because everybody seemed down. And then stacked on top of that, here at our church last week, we had two of our saints that went on to be with the Lord, and that put a tremendous strain not only on the church but also on the families themselves and our church family. And so we lost those, and then on top of that we had another member who was rushed to the hospital with a very serious condition. So there for a few days it just seems like that we were caught in this storm of chaos, and it just would not end no matter what. And it was like every time the phone rang or every time you turned around, somebody was telling you about some other situation that was going on. And sometimes that's the way life is. Sometimes we just get caught up, and it seems like we're in this storm of life and we just can't get out of the rut, and it just keeps getting worse and worse. Well, tonight I'm not going to keep you very long, but I did want to talk about this because I know there's a lot of people that are trying to get over it still. And so tonight, I want to remind you of a story that's in the book of Mark, chapter 4, and I believe it begins in verse 35, and I'm going to paraphrase it, because we're told that early in the evening, Jesus told the disciples to get into the boat and head out upon the lake. And when they went out on the lake, Jesus went to the back and he fell asleep in the stern of the boat, and a ferocious storm blew up with fierce winds that were rocking the boat back and forth, and waves that were coming over the bow and over the sides, threatening to swamp the boat and cause it to sink. And the disciples, they were thrown into a state of chaos. And it seemed like it was just getting worse and worse and worse. And finally, they looked back out of their frustration. They saw Jesus laying there sound asleep, just perfectly calm. And they yelled out, "Master, don't you even care if we drown?" And at that, Jesus woke up, and he, with two words, he said, "Be quiet and be still." And immediately the storm, it died out. The wind calmed, the waves, they smoothed out, and everything was restored back to normal order. Well, you know, in our lives we can do the same thing, because we have the same power to call upon Jesus to take us out of our chaos and to bring about peace and calm in our lives. And I have to be careful here, because you know, so often people, especially new believers or those that aren't really familiar with God's Word, they think that once you become a Christian you can just call on to Jesus to do anything and you'll get it. Well, Jesus is not some kind of magical mantra or incantation that you can call upon just to get you out of troubles in life, although he does have that power. But you need to realize that when you call upon Jesus in times like this, that one, he can either answer you yes, he can answer you no, or he might answer you not now. Well, fortunately for us, I think our prayers were answered, at least for a short time. That you know, Jesus got us out of all of that state of chaos that we went through last week. I mean, we still have the COVID pandemic restrictions that we're dealing with, and people are still hurting over the loss of our two good friends, but there are things to celebrate. One, we know both of the people that went on to be with the Lord last week. That's exactly where they're at. They're with the Lord. And so we can be thankful for that. The person that was rushed to the hospital, they have made a tremendous recovery and they are now home. And hopefully they will be back to 100% in the very near future. And then just look outside. We have had 2 beautiful days of sunshine and warm temperatures as opposed to all that cold rain that we had to endure last week. So, Jesus, I think he has answered our prayers. The reason I'm telling you this is because this won't be the last time we come into a state of chaos in our lives. Everywhere we go in life, we're going to find some kind of chaos. But we need to remember that Jesus, he's not the founder of chaos. That's the devil. And so when we call on Jesus, we can find peace in life, even if we are not completely removed from the chaos, because we know that Jesus is with us at all times. He promised us that he will never leave us, that he will never forsake us, and that he will be with us for all eternity if we believe in him. And so I just want you to go and have a joyful rest of the week and enjoy the life that God gives you every day. And just know that if you do find yourself in a state of chaos, that you can call upon Jesus. And even though you might not be taken out of that state, he will be there with you. My friends, have a wonderful rest of the week. And until we see each other again, I just want you to remember, go out and in all that you do, act like Jesus would want you to act. In all that you say, speak like Jesus would want you to say, so that others can see Jesus in you. Until we see each other again, take care and God bless.